Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. I wanted to talk about a subject that has been going on for some time now, and there's a lot of moving pieces, and there still is. I'm going to continue to push out information on this because it's ever changing. We have stuff at the federal level, legislation being proposed and trying to push through. We have states putting in their own legislation. We have organizations suing the states for that legislation. We have veterans who are caught in the middle. And I'm talking about here the companies that assist veterans in filing claims, coaching, whatever they call them, right? So often referred to in today's world as claim sharks, which, you know, I don't know. Here's my take on it. Companies that are out there assisting veterans to file claims by giving them the information that they need to be successful, I think that those are a byproduct of a failed attempt to provide the free resources to veterans. In other words, there's not enough free resources for veterans to go to. Either they're non-existent in the specific area veterans live, or they're so backed up that they're not taking new appointments, or if they are, they're months out. And, you know, if you're wanting to file a claim, typically you want to move a little quicker than that. So with that being said, I think that these companies are a byproduct. Now, I do have an article up here on military.com that just came out that I wanted to share with you, kind of bring you up to speed on some resources out there for all of us. Do I think, I'm going to give my own kind of 2 cents here, do I think that you should just run straight to a consulting company and be charged whatever number of dollars for assistance? No. I think that you can get a lot of information here on YouTube from various channels, and you can have enough information to be able to successfully navigate that. I think that there are some free resources out there that you should be able to find as far as an accredited rep is concerned. I think that putting in an intent to file buys you the time to get all those dominoes set up so you can be successful. I think that in some cases it's just not prudent to go that route if it's a simple claim, your first claim, a presumptive claim, those types of things. When it gets a little more complicated, or you're trying to make that swing from, say, a 70, and you're trying to see what else you can put together, what kind of secondary conditions you can tie back into your service-connected conditions, sure. Do I think that there's a space for the for-profit companies? Sure. Do I think that they need to have a different cap on how much they can earn? Probably. But if we're willing to pay it, right, as veterans, if we're willing to pay it, well, then there you go. So it's one of those situations where, you know, either there needs to be some sort of cap on how much they can charge, or if we don't go to those organizations, they'll lower the price to attract people, potentially. I don't really know. So with that, let's jump into this. It says VA set up a website call center to protect vets from fraud as more companies profit from benefits claims. So this may not potentially affect you, right? You could be sitting at 100% permanent and total. Life is great, and you don't have any plans to file anything, and you're never going to utilize one of those companies. But our brothers and sisters who are coming behind us or looking to do whatever with their claims need to be aware of this. So please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. The Department of Veterans Affairs has established a new website and call center to help veterans who think they've been defrauded or charged exorbitant or illicit fees. Former service members such as Navy veteran David Rouse, who recently learned he owes a company nearly $9,000 for helping with his disability claim. The former boatswain mate and master of arms who served until 2015, Rouse has several service-connected conditions, including PTSD, sleep apnea, musculoskeletal problems, and was awarded a disability rating of 80% a few years ago. Moving on, recently, when his life circumstances changed, he decided to apply for a rating increase and reached out to Trajector Medical, a company he found through a targeted advertisement that's specializes in collecting medical information to support VA disability claims. He got his upgrade within 2 months, but he also received an unexpected massive bill from Trajector for $8,829.05. He said he had no idea he would be charged so much. I'm not saying I don't want to pay. I'll pay a percentage, but nearly 3 times my back pay. That's highway robbery, Rouse said in an interview with Military.com. The VA announced earlier this year that its fraud prevention and complaint program called VSafe has a new website and hotline. The phone number is 833-388-7233 for veterans and family members to learn about fraud schemes and report potential scams. The VSafe for Veteran Service Members and Family Fraud Evasion program actually was established last year. The White House's Integrity Policy Council to determine how to protect veterans against fraud. The improved website and call center are the fruits of that effort, with added resources from multiple a litany, it says. So a litany of federal agencies, including the Defense Department, Internal Revenue Service, Social Security Administration, and Federal Trade Commission. Fraud and predatory practices have become a major concern at the VA following passage of the PACT Act, the law that expanded health care and benefits to millions of veterans exposed to environmental hazards while serving in certain areas, according to the VA. The promise of disability benefits to so many beneficiaries may make veterans and family members targets for bad actors. We know that more veterans than ever before are now receiving VA benefits, which sadly means that more bad actors are trying to steal those benefits. That's why we're launching these tools, to give these heroes every tool at the federal government's disposal to protect themselves and their families, VA Secretary McDonough said August 9th in a statement. By law, companies are barred from charging veterans any fees for filing initial disability claims and are not allowed to assist veterans with any claims unless they are accredited by the VA Office of General Counsel. I know because I was accredited both the state level and federal level, so basically that's the conduit into the VA system, the accredited kind of pathway. The VA recommends that veterans who need assistance seek it from an accredited veteran service organization or a state or local veteran service officer or an approved claims agent. Since the passage of the PACT Act, the number of for-profit companies that charge for those services has increased exponentially, I can't say that, with no limits on the amount, the fees they charge. The companies say that the VA's number of disability claims, as well as its backlog, nearly 1 million pending claims, with 1/4 of those older than 125 days as of this month. They provide options for those who don't understand the system or have the energy to fight for an approval. They have formed a government advocacy group, the National Association of Veterans' Rights, to promote the industry and support legislation that allows companies to provide services. The association is led by Peter O'Rourke. I can barely say it. That's the former VA Secretary and VA Chief of Staff under the Trump administration. We can do better. This trade association advocates for ethical and transparent business practices for companies that support our veterans, O'Rourke says in a video on the group's website. Veterans advocates argue that the company's practices are predatory and illegal, given that no unaccredited companies are permitted to help veterans with claims. This Scrooge took on a whole new life. I guess that's what it says. Took on a whole new life during COVID-19 and really preyed on veterans, survivors, and military caregivers who did not know where to turn for benefits help, said Ryan Gallucci, executive director of VFW's Washington office, said during a press conference in D.C. last November. The bottom line is this predatory claim shark companies are engaging in illegal activities, said the VFW national commander during the same press conference. There's no gray area here, no matter how much money they want to throw at it. Their latest conclusion is a collusion is a desperate attempt to avoid accountability. Until 2006, unaccredited individuals or companies who charge fees for VA claims assistance were subject to penalties and fines. Without those penalties, however, the VA can only send cease and desist letters to companies and must work with local, state, and other federal law enforcement agencies to prosecute those that break the law. According to the VA, it has sent more than 40 such letters this fiscal year, up from 18 sent in 2023 to unaccredited companies and individuals. With that, we'll conclude it there. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.